Welcome to South Nyanza Regional Office, Kisii, which covers Homabay, Homabay, Kisii, Nyamira, and Migori as counties. As you may be aware, the commission got a judgment in favor of the commission, where one Bob Kephas Otieno, who was a former clerk of Homabay County Assembly, together with his wife Evelyn Ogutu, have been ordered to pay back the 26 million that they fraudulently acquired from the County Assembly of Homabay, and let the same be referred back to the state for the use for public interest. This is an investigation that had taken place a little earlier, and the matter was filed in 2018. The process is complete, and that's how we were able now to get the judgment in favor of the commission yesterday. And I think that's why you guys are here, to find out more about the same. Basically, the brief about it is that we were dealing with a case of conflict of interest. As I've just told you, Bob Kephas was the clerk to the county assembly, and his wife, who was also a proprietor of Anyangume Enterprises, and working also as a health worker in Marindi Health Center within the same county. This entity, the business entity they had, was getting money from the same county assembly, where the accounting officer is the husband, Bob Kephas. And this very firm had not even been pre-qualified to offer services to the county assembly. Now, when these monies were traced into the account of these Anyangume Enterprises, the signatory of whom was the wife herself, we were still able to see that part of the funds were still getting out of that same account to Bob Kephas, who was the person authorized to transact on behalf of the county assembly. So that's how the conflict of interest came about. So we are happy that we've gotten that favorable ruling and judgment in favor of the commission. Maybe I could also mention that much as we've done the recovery, there is also still a criminal matter which is going on the same fraudulent acquisition. We are normally two-pronged. We go for the crime, at the same time we go for the proceed. So far what we've done already is that we are withdrawing the proceed of that crime, but the criminal aspect is still a matter matter which is before the courts, and we still look forward to get a favorable outcome in the commission's favor. Yes.
Okay. Recently, we had from the Auditor General's office. They were saying that counties have been losing a lot of money through fraudulent means. Are you also going to use the same means at least to recover these funds, so that the public can get back their money?
The current strategic direction of the commission is to target recovery of assets that are illicitly acquired. In any case, you all know the motive behind all corruption conducts by public servants, and even the private sector corruption, is to acquire some assets or resources. The commission has purposed to target the recovery of such ill-gotten wealth. And countrywide, both national and the county governments, we have cases where people have tried to benefit from public resources in an illicit manner, and the focus is to recover all this. So even those are arising from the Auditor General's report. It's just a matter of time, as you've just noted in the case of Bob Kephas. It's a matter that started way back in 2018. The investigations was done even before that 2018. So sometimes people think that because it's taking long, we'll not catch up with you. Ultimately, we get there and we are able to still withdraw that benefit. So it's not going to pay. You may want to run away, but at the end of the day, the law catches up with you. Yeah.
And maybe what are the projects that were being undertaken in Homabay County on this same case? And what are you going to recover from the suspects?
Come again?
What are you going to recover? What are the assets?
Of course, you don't expect these people to have the 26 million, for example, stashed in an account waiting. Once we've gotten a judgment like we have, we go for whatever assets that we lay our hands on, so long as we are able to recoup that which we want. And by the way, it's not just 26 million. There's also the interest, by law 12% from the date that acquisition was done. So we are still going to also get the full amount plus the interest at the rate of 12% per annum, plus the cost of this suit. And of course, I've also mentioned to you that the criminal aspect is still ongoing on court. That can also come up with his own judgment, where he may as well be convicted, jailed, and also fined, because there's a crime and there's the proceed. For now, we have dealt with the proceed. The crime is still a subject of litigation in court. Yeah.
This is definitely a big fish for you. Are there other perhaps some investigations, similar claims elsewhere?
The commission do not categorize people as big or small. It's all about the evidence that comes forth. But of course, if you judge in your own way, you may think it's the big fish. The big fish in the sense that if you look at the county assembly of Homabay or any other county assembly, who is the accounting officer? It's the clerk. So when you've gotten to the clerk, then basically in that context, you have the biggest fish in that context. But of course, if you broaden it to another level, one will tell you what is 26 million when we know of other billions. So, but for now, with respect to Homabay County Assembly, that's a big fish, I must admit. There are other ongoing investigations which I need not tell you more about because they are still in process. But I can tell you there are quite several, not only in Homabay, but even in the counties that I mentioned that we are covering. That is Nyamira, Migori, Kisii, and Homabay. It happens that the same week that we are getting this judgment, we were also still on the Homabay case. Now the executive, the whole of this week we have been engaged in what we call ADR process of recovering assets that were also illicitly acquired by some members of the county executive of Homabay, employees who are getting multiple salaries, those who are even getting salaries when already they were not serving within the same county. And we had about 19 persons who have been engaged this week, and we are targeting to recover about 42 million. That is excluding the interest on the same. And we expect within starting this month, we are going to start making those recoveries. As far as the criminal bit is concerned on the same, that is again separate. So you can see we are approaching this thing in a two-pronged way. We are pursuing the crime at the same time dealing with the proceeds. So the matters we've dealt with this week are the things that happened way back in 2015, 2016. How many years now down the line? 8. So even those who may be engaged in such activities now, they may be thinking we are not on them. But you can see it takes time before these things mature. But we'll still finally get to you. So I think that's what I can say. Yeah. So.